What's going on, YouTube? Second video today. Just want to touch a little bit. I had this book, and I took it with me on the plane, and you guys can see it. It's called The Automatic Millionaire, right? Can't see the automatic because that 30% thing is off. It's right there, yeah. But anyways, so I'm at the bar, and I have this book in my hand, and it's this guy in a suit, one of the corporate America types or whatever, nothing wrong with that. But this guy was socially retarded. I sat down, I could tell the guy was probably a little bit intoxicated. So I sit down and he's like, hey, where you from? I said, oh, whatever, South Dakota. Then he's talking to the girl, and she's from Ethiopia. He's like, how did you get over here on a boat? Just totally bad with it. But anyways, I'm not talking about him. What I'm talking about, so I had this book sitting down on the counter, and he looked at the book and he was like, oh, it's a good book. It's basic though. If you want to read a good book, read this. And I can't remember what he said, something about the customers, right? But I'm thinking to myself, what does that have to do with finance? That sounds like I have to do anything more with sales. So, and when he said the book is basic, that to me even it kind of drove home to me that, wow, basically I'm reading the right book. Because what I found out a lot about millionaires and what they are, their lives are very basic. This is not like rocket science that we're studying here, folks. Becoming rich, becoming financially free, there really isn't much to it as far as education. You just got to have a goal to do it, and you do it. Now, what I want to talk about in here is the family in here called the Mcintyres that actually drove David Bach to teach those methods. See, David Bach was a financial planner that used to give, when he was in his 20s, mid-20s, he used to give talks, to try to get more customers. So he would, give talks on certain aspects of finance and hope that at the end of the class he can get some customers and then he can look over their finances for them. So this one particular couple came in and they were called the Mcintyres. Now, I just want to read you a little bit of this to let you know that you don't have to be a multi-millionaire to be a millionaire. You don't have to make it 6 figures to be a millionaire. And I want to read to you exactly what these guys did. Now, when he first had them come into office, this is what happened. He stereotyped them. He looked at them, and they were in their 50s, and they were bragging how they were getting ready to retire in the next couple of months. And to him, he said, well, these folks didn't look rich. I mean, they had on regular clothes. They had on all this other kind of stuff. Sound familiar? Millionaire Next Door. So he listened and listened and listened. He said, okay, guys, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Let me hear your finances. Let me see what you guys are in kind of shape. Okay, now I'm going to read to you what they basically told him. Now, they had 2 homes. One that was valued at $450,000. Another that was valued at $325,000. Now keep in mind, these guys are 55 years old. Both of these homes are paid for. And keep in mind too that combined, they had a total of $53,946 that they made per year. So he's all ears now. He said, so you mean to tell me you guys have both of those houses paid for free and clear? They said, yeah. So he said, well, keep going. They had a balance of $610,000 in their 401k. They had Sue, which is the wife, and Jim was the guy. He had 2 retirement accounts that totaled $72,000. And in addition, they owned $160,000 in municipal bonds and had $62,500 in cash in savings account. And he also had a pension that was coming in every month. So David Bach was like, okay, now you guys only made $53,000 a year. How did you guys do all of this? And basically they said is when they first got married, and see, this is where all of us make mistakes. See, these people had logical parents who gave them the clues and gave them the knowledge at an early age. And they basically told them, do not get a credit card. Always pay yourself first. They took 15%. I take 20. But they took 15% of everything they earned. And they didn't do a budget. They just basically followed their philosophy. 15% of everything they earned. And they put it away. And they saved and they invested. They never had a car payment. So they paid for all their vehicles. You know, when it came out to shopping at, you know, all the fancy restaurants and all the other kind of stuff, they cooked at home. You know, now this guy is 55 years old, and he has a $2 million net worth, basically by following a simple philosophy. Pay yourself first. Now, this gives hope to people who say, well, I'm not a six-figure guy or a lady. You know, how can I get into this whole rich thing? It's by having education. Because the people who you see, let me clear this up for you guys. The people who you see whining on YouTube about finance, right? The whiners, the ones that say, boo-hoo, what are we going to do, whatever. These are guys who are not educated in finance. They're educated in whining, okay? Because a logical man knows better, and he knows that whining doesn't get you anywhere. You know the type. The world's going to end tomorrow. The sky's going to fall tomorrow. World War III is going to start tomorrow. They just always come up with something after something. And then you get so involved in negative things that you don't have time to talk about or reflect on the positive things. Right? So, great book, guys. Automatic Millionaire. Read about this family. Become this family. This family was inspiring for me. You know? That's why I said, okay, I'm going to do better than the 15%. I'm going to go 20. Hopefully, maybe 2 years from now, I can go 40%. You know? I know the power of saving and investing. I've seen it. You know, just in my own life. So, that's what I have to say on that note, guys. Hopefully a picker-upper for those of you who feel that you can't be in the rich game. Anybody can be in it. You know? That's why I'm saying with these complainers, man, if they just, wow, they just took some time off, a year off complaining, they could be in such a better situation. So, for my subscribers, don't get caught up in the whining. Try not to complain, because usually if you really think about it, there's nothing to complain about. Someone's in a worse situation all the time, you know? So, that's just what I have to put on to that, and I'm back, like I said. I'm ready to put out more videos, and ready to put out more content, everything. So, until next time, guys, signing off.